As he marks 20 years of commitment, a transformative moment in the fight against homelessness takes center stage. Back when the Prince of Wales, just 43, launched his public life, he dove into a cause close to his heart, ignited by memories from his childhood with his late mother, Princess Diana. Centrepoint, a charity dear to Diana, was one of his first major efforts in 2005. Then, in a surprising twist, just 4 years later, he braved the streets of London overnight for the cause, capturing the headlines.
He said, "I want to get close to this issue, and it is all well and good reading about it and talking to people affected by it, but how about I actually get a feel for it personally?" He didn't want to be in a safe zone. He wanted to have an experience that would be as close to the experience that a young person would have if they had had to make that choice.
Abakan reveals how quickly the spotlight shifted to this pressing issue. As the 28th anniversary of their beloved mother's passing in 1997 approaches, the legacy of the Prince and Harry is on everyone's lips, emphasizing their lasting influence across the globe.
William said that the visits with his mother had left a deep and lasting impression. He also talked about how his mom made it very pointed that he, as she said, was exposed to life beyond palace walls. That is something that he and wife Kate Middleton are doing with their own children.
Want to know how Prince William and Prince Harry keep their mother's spirit alive? Grab this week's edition hitting newsstands on Friday. Following in Diana's footsteps, who famously visited shelters and AIDS wards, William has been making a difference quietly, lending a helping hand out of the spotlight.
He came in and helped preparing and cooking the food, and in some cases delivering the food. I think he feels more comfortable when it is just him with no cameras. There's something deeply authentic about that. With things like that, you can't fake it. I have known him now for many years, and what you see is what you get. One of the most terrifying things you can experience is street homelessness, and you can feel like you have lost everything. And to have someone clearly wanting to genuinely hear your story and want to listen is quite a statement. This is the guy who is a future king, and it is quite a statement, really, that he wants to do that. It is very supportive. The only reason you would put your head above the parapet and say, "I don't believe we should be having homelessness in this country," is if you were passionate about it and believed in it. He is so driven in terms of how can I bring people together to work on this in their own communities. I think he's changing people's view of homelessness and what can be done about it.
Centrepoint teams up with Homewards, revealing William's true intention. Abakan shares that the prince aims to be more than just a figurehead. He's determined to make a real impact on the issue at hand.
I see sleeping out as part of that story, and I see Homewards as a continuation of that. When I talk to people about ending homelessness 10 years ago, most people would say you're on a highway to nothing. Are you going to stop homelessness or stop what causes it from happening? For him to take on that and come out with it, I think you can't divorce that from that early introduction to the issue and the conscious choice he has made for the harder path and to say, I'm going to do everything in my power to see to this issue. The language is more about ending homelessness and not about managing it. His intervention has changed the center of gravity in that way already. Prince William isn't delusional in terms of thinking he can wave a magic wand and in an amount of years that can be done. But he's been a great catalyst in terms of emphasizing that the more people work together, the more you can look to find those solutions.